Hello, and welcome to Supreme Toys. This is my first review. This is the DC Superpowers Batman figure from McFarlane Toys. These are surprisingly cheap. I couldn't pass them up. I love the vintage box art, card art, and it comes with nothing. It's just the figure in a bubble. Is it close up? The face is okay. I'm not too keen on the face, but it is what it is. $10. I just couldn't pass it up. I'm like, it looks great. It just, the colors are good. I don't know, what is this? I'm not very good with artists, so I know that this is a particular artist, but I just can't remember who it is. Of course, it's got a little blurb on the back. As we know, it's just Bruce Wayne. It's Batman. His parents died. He's sad. He's a vigilante, and he wants to beat up bad guys. But we don't really care about any of that. We just see a cool piece of plastic, and we're like, yeah, I want that. I want that on my shelf. So, well, this is a little barcode. That's pretty cool. It's like a little embossing there. Let's see, who else is in the line right now? It's just Superman, Batman, and Darkseid, and then you've got this Batwing and Supermobile, both of which are pretty cool. I didn't see either of the vehicles or Superman at Walmart yet, but I did pick up Darkseid, and when you're comparing it to other figures of that quality, I mean, you have the Marvel Legends Retro series, which is roughly like $11 now, but when they came out, they were 10. Of course, they're a little bit shorter than this. I think these are what, 5-inch scale? Is that 5-inch scale? I don't know. I don't have a measuring tape. I'm unprepared. This is a sort of like spur of the moment. Hey, let's see how this goes, sort of thing. Yeah, the packaging is very reminiscent of the vintage Superpowers line. I don't see any issues with it. It's surprisingly and very, well, except for some weird stuff on there. I do plan on opening these. I don't see any reason not to. They're too cheap not to open. They're cheap enough to where if you wanted to, for the price of a Marvel Legends, you can get 2 of each and have it one opened and one carded. The bubbles are surprisingly huge. I don't know if the vintage Superpowers bubbles were that big, but just for comparison, I'll bring in Darkseid right here. That's ridiculous. They're both the same price. Everything is going up in price right now. I do not understand how McFarlane Toys can make a living putting these things at full retail of $10 at Walmart. They must be selling 100,000 units of these things. I don't know. But McFarlane's really killing it with his DC lines, or for the most part. Some of it's not very good, but they're readily available. Like everything as far as the DC lines from McFarlane have been easy finds for me. I've had no issues finding anything I was looking for. So I imagine these things will be swamped at your local Walmarts. There was probably about 10 Batmans in stock. There were probably like 20 or more Darkseids, and there weren't no pegs out specifically for them. They were just randomly strewn about the aisle. Like some were on top of shelves and some were just stuck behind stuff. Nothing. So I had to have a price check. And when the lady said they were like $9.97, I believe, at my Walmart, I was like, yeah, I can't pass that up. These are most certainly, at today's prices in the collector market, these are $15 toys without question. And I'm just baffled at the price. Even with the, like, I looked around at all the other Batmans, and a lot of them, this one's okay. It's passable. I don't see any real issues with the face paint or the bat symbol. A lot of the faces on a lot of the Batmans I saw were kind of smudgy, and the flesh paint on the mouth and chin were slightly opaque. You could see the blue of the plastic kind of showing through in a lot of them. So I didn't get any of those. I've seen a lot of complaints about people with this little plastic tag or nib thing. I don't know what you call them, but they hold the cape to the bubble, and apparently everybody has an issue with the hole in the cape. I don't really care about that. You're not gonna really see it. But yeah, reckon I'm gonna pop this guy open and see what we got. Okay, well, I usually use a X-Acto knife to cut the bubbles off the card. I've been doing that since I was a kid. I'm still not very good at it. Nick some of the paper, but I don't know if I'll keep the card. But it looks nice. It's kind of a shame to open it. It feels like a vintage toy, so it's kind of hard to look at this. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna open it, and part of me wanted to just rip it off, but I'm still not sure if I want to save it because this card art is actually very good. Like, I'm not sure who the illustrator is. Somebody could probably tell me, but I don't usually keep up with that kind of stuff. I'm more of a collectibles collector, not so much a comic collector anymore. But it comes in the bubble, little cape. Yeah, as you can see here, that nib comes through the back of the cape. I really don't know why they did that, other than they didn't want it to fall loose in the packaging. I'm not sure. I have some nippers, model nippers, just for this occasion. Trying not to nip the cape. There, out of the way. Can't stand those things. You lose them and they'll be like all over your house. You never find them. Looks like the cape is, the cape's not hooked to him in the package. Oh, that's kind of, I don't like that. Just bunched it up like that. That's all right. This cape feels really cheap. I don't like the material of this. I'm not sure about the superpowers specifically as far as the quality of the capes, because I never had a Batman or Superman with the cape. I always found them loose as a kid at flea markets. But there's like a little plastic nub like you would find with the old Kenner Batman toys or the Toy Biz DC figures. It feels like it might be warped, but I can't really tell. Let's see, Batman, no holes in the back, no pegs in the feet. That surprises me. Usually toys like this have a peg in the feet. I know the Marvel Legends Retro figure line have pegged feet. I'm not sure if those will ever come with any particular accessories or vehicles or playsets, but I know that Sentinel is coming out. I look forward to that. Alright, so I guess this is what? 2, 4, 6, 7 points articulation? Yep, no elbow. No waist, though it kind of looks like there would be a waist cut here. There is not one. Hips, and like that's all you need right there. I remember as a kid playing with my Batmans or a lot of my Marvel Toy Biz stuff. This is the best you got as far as articulation was going, and that's really all you needed. I know a lot of people are particular about the amount of articulation they get. I had a ton of G.I. Joes when I was a kid, so I know how that is, but this is the kind of thing we had. If you didn't have G.I. Joes, this was everybody else. Everybody else was limited like this, and I was happy with it. I have no problem with it. Let's see, the cape. I don't know. I'm not happy with the cape. The material's real flimsy, and I know that the old Kenner Batmans, the capes were more of a clothy, and this is, I don't know. It's just, I'm not sure what kind of laminated cloth material this is. It's real shiny on the back and matte on the on the front. But I don't like the way it sits on his shoulders. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like it just doesn't hold the neck. Like I remember my old Kenner Batmans, they were more circular and they grabbed around the neck very well. I used to love taking those capes off and putting them on other figures. But that's his only accessory. Very simple toy. Nothing else special about it. But you can get him to do a punch, I guess. Maybe Superman, or he's got that Batman run. You're definitely not going to get him in this pose here. I don't see why you would bother doing that. But yeah, I like him. He's pretty good. $10. I can't say you beat that, other than going to a flea market or yard sale and finding a vintage one for a couple bucks, playing with that. It's always fun finding the old toys, and out in the wild, it's not common to find old ones in the wild anymore. So it's always fun when you do, no matter what the condition is. So, but if you want a nice minty looking Batman to fit in with your vintage collections, retro style toys, and there you go, $10. You absolutely can't beat that. You just can't. It's good value. It's perfect for a small kid. You throw this at your kid and they will play with it, lose the cape. I mean, it's pretty sturdy too. Like, I'm not trying to break it, but I guess a little kid would try to break it, but I usually didn't break my toys. Anyway, that's DC Superpowers Batman 2022 from McFarlane Toys. Thanks for watching.